happens is
we are here at Critical Communications World 2016 in Amsterdam. We're talking to Peter Clemons. And Peter, the event has closed right now. It's 5 o'clock on Thursday.
Yeah, it's amazing how time flies.
It's really amazing.
It's very,
there's so much new things to see, and I guess you haven't seen everything on the show, is it?
I haven't seen everything, no, but it's definitely been a slightly different feel, I think, to the show than perhaps in previous years. That the industry is starting to move towards a more interesting future.
Yes, and a more interesting future means that organizations, end users, are now looking to the migration of narrowband to broadband. They're looking into it at the moment. Is that a correct understanding?
It is. I think users are moving away now from focusing on individual technologies and looking very, very much more at complete solutions and future requirements that they might have. So,
and what are your key findings of the show at the moment?
That there are many, many, many ways to get from where we are now towards the future. There's not one particular kind of model that everybody is looking likely to follow now. So it's quite interesting that maybe 10 or 15 years ago, everybody would have been looking to move from an analog radio system towards a digital system, most of them sensibly choosing Tetra. Whereas now I think it's very much more, it's a much richer environment that users are working, so public safety users, transport corporations are looking now at a much richer communications environment, incorporating new forms of communication. So we're seeing that Tetra is going to continue for many, many years, particularly regarding the mission critical voice capability or push to talk, and also for certain resilience, availability, etc. But at the same time, more and more users now are kind of more openly than they may have been doing in previous years, looking at broadband capabilities, looking at kind of new applications that maybe are no longer, it's no longer sufficient for them to have just a Tetra solution. So we're moving now towards a multi-technology, multi-solution environment, and different users have different histories and different pasts and maybe different requirements. So we're in this stage now of moving from one kind of world to a completely different world. So it's definitely exciting times for the industry.
Well, does that mean more work for the consultants? Because if it gets more complex,
I'm keeping busy as always. So there
you're a
is
consultant, of course. Yes. So do you foresee any difference in the coming year on what we will see? Because this is the starting point, as we can say, from the convergence from narrowband to broadband.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Do you think there will be a different message next year in Hong Kong? Will it be similar? This probably.
It will be similar, but I think it may be that we will have a slightly better idea. So we are seeing, particularly so we have the main traditionally Tetra suppliers such as Motorola, Airbus, Apura, who are looking at how is it going to be a single device, is it going to be multiple devices, is it going to be a smartphone with Tetra capabilities such as the new Airbus, is it going to be fundamentally a Tetra radio with some LTE capability such as Supura. And then at the same time we are starting to see the global LTE players such as Huawei, Ericsson, Nokia, who are now very much kind of becoming part of this community, looking at how they can increase their revenues, increase their business in the critical communications space, that are coming at it from an applications side, a pure LTE play. So we're at this time now where we're moving from something to something else, and we have some idea what it might look like, but it's not that single classical, the infrastructure, base station, mobile and ham portable with a few applications type of environment. We're looking at this where we are seeing the future created by what the market, so in a way user-driven, market-driven. So I would think that by the time of Hong Kong next year, we will have a better idea, not a complete picture, but a better idea of which models will be more successful than other models.
All right, well, time will tell.
Time will tell.
Thank you very much.
No.